The day we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. The creators of And Just Like That have made viewers wait through far too many episodes of Carrie Bradshaw and Aidan Shaw's ostensibly flaw-free restored relationship, a fate worse than the focus group for Che Diaz's unsuccessful pilot. There have been tidy witties forced upon us. We were forced to watch while Carrie described Mr. Big as a big mistake. We were supposed to think Carrie went to Virginia of all places. But it appears that a hint of the fake TV romance's more genuine side is now emerging. But let's not jump to conclusions at this point. The first scene of this week's episode shows Carrie visiting Coney Island for the first time with Aidan, who constantly remarks on how old she is. Lissa battles with the reality that she became pregnant right when her career was ready to take off in Season 2, Episode 10. While Miranda is in the comedy club, Che performs a stand-up set based on their connection with her. The future plans of Carrie and Aidan encounter some difficulties when Steve changes for the better. Here is all the information you might need on the conclusion of And Just Like That, Season 2, Episode 10. Spoilers ahead. Aidan and Carrie arrive in Coney Island to see Steve setting up his new cold beer fries, cotton candy ice cream shop near the beach at the start of the episode. He recounts that once his relationship with Miranda started to fall apart, he frequently came here, a spot connected to his childhood memories, and eventually made the decision to create the shop with Aidan providing the finance. Aidan receives a call from his son Wyatt during Carrie and Steve's conversation. Wyatt bemoans the restrictions he is subject to at his mother's house and begs his father to return home. But Aidan is in New York for 2 days to spend time with Carrie, so he politely but firmly declines. Seema spooked herself when she declared her love for Marvel filmmaker Ravi Gordy as they were having sex. She worries about how naturally she said those words to him, even though he replies that he loves her. Seema, who freely admits she has never experienced a truly great love, looks bothered by it, and she immediately shares her worries to Carrie. It's unclear where this will finally go, but it's clear that Seema has discovered something exceptional and should savor every second of it. Charlotte's clients, Sam Smith and Jeffrey, make cameo appearances. Although her family originally supported her ambitions to return to work, they unintentionally revert to their desire for her to be the primary carer. Charlotte and her colleagues go out to celebrate their successful sale to Sam Smith and Jeffrey. When she gets home, Harry and her kids interrogate her about her whereabouts, which causes a very inebriated Charlotte to stand up for herself. When Anthony refuses to be the woman during sex, Giuseppe and Anthony have a discussion about the generational differences in their relationship. Miranda flourishes at her new job and goes to the UN with her new employer despite annoying the other interns. Che's efforts to reconstruct their life go on in halting increments in the meanwhile. They receive the opportunity to perform in a small club, but they are not overly excited about it. Additionally, many struggle with more intimate difficulties and recall their actions from when they identified as women. Che frequently makes jokes about Miranda and their connection in the club. They are raw, unvarnished, and inevitably cruel. Che experiences new agony with each joke because she is unaware that Miranda is in the audience with Aidan and Carrie. She eventually goes away because she can't handle it any longer. When Che notices her, their routine is disrupted. They face each other for the first time after their breakup, when they follow Miranda outside. Che responds that they were going to when Miranda questions them as to why they weren't talking about their personal problems. In last episode, Lissa learns she is pregnant. As PBS has agreed to turn her documentary into a 10-part series, she believes that now is the worst possible time for her to become pregnant once more. She is unsure of how she will manage to have a kid and make a TV show at the same time. Although Charlotte and Herbert reassure her that they have complete faith in her ability to balance the two, Lissa has her concerns. She accuses Herbert at one point of refusing to have a vasectomy after she told him to. He explains that since she had just given birth, he reasoned that following the postpartum period, she might have changed her mind. Lissa resists Herbert's suggestion that she have an abortion, even though it is ultimately her decision. Herbert is awakened by Lissa that night to let him know she is bleeding. Herbert informs her that they need to get to a hospital right now after realizing what this entails. Lissa nods in agreement and adds that she might already be too late, implying that she thinks she had a miscarriage. The episode ends with Aidan learning some horrible news from his ex-wife, Kathy. Wyatt had been operating Aidan's truck when he had a collision. This makes him decide to go back home right away. Later, he phones Carrie and sobs while telling her that Wyatt went back to the farm, had a few beers, and then tried to go back to his mother's house with his father's vehicle, but hit a tree. Now that he has broken both his collarbone and leg, he is in the hospital. Carrie admits that she is concerned as an inconsolable Aidan keeps saying that he should have been there to stop this from occurring. Although things between her and Aidan have been going wonderfully well, she is aware that if necessary, he will forego his own happiness in order to protect his children.